Hello, so today I'm going to be talking about the legalities of film production and film regulation. When being a part of a film production, you have to consider the legalities involved. There are laws that you have to abide to, for example, copyright law. This means that you must gain permission to use a product that you have not personally created. You have to complete release forms if you want to include that product in your production. For example, if you want to use someone else's music or sound, you must have a music release form. Or if you want to use someone else's video or images, you must complete an image release form. These forms are contracts which then give you permission to use that product in your own productions. This law stops people from using other creators' products to make money. The next law you must consider is the trespassing law. The law states that filmmakers and photographers that they have the right to film and photograph public streets, roads and land. However, you must not obstruct the daily occurrences of the public. For example, you should not obstruct people from getting to their work or school. They can also film or photograph private land if they have gained permission. Entering property without lawful consent can result in a sanction by the civil courts. Health and safety is very important in a film production as you are responsible if anything happens to the cast or crew. That is why safety measures are taken to protect everyone who is part of the film production. Risk assessments and safe systems are put in place to ensure a safe space for film production. It is a legal requirement. Management of film productions have to assess the risks involved and provide control measures to manage the risk. To ensure that the filming is as safe as possible, a method statement is required. This shows a step-by-step approach to how the production can be carried out in the safest way. The method statement begins at the start of the production to the end. If your cast and crew gets injured and you didn't provide risk assessment, safe systems, or a method statement, you could get sued. That is why it's important to always complete a risk assessment, safe system, and a method statement to protect your cast and crew. Using weapons and firearms in a film or television production can create many risks, which is why there are specialised health and safety laws for them. When using these items, you must liaise with the police early in the planning process and ensure all relevant licence and permission criteria has been followed. When working with these items, controls must be continually assessed for effectiveness so that no one gets harmed in the process of filming. UK film regulation. The definition of classification is the process of giving age ratings and content advice to films and other audiovisual content to help children and families choose what's right for them and avoid what's not. So why are film classifications so important? They are important because they help to protect young children from harm and help to advise people on what is in a film so they can avoid things that they do not want to see. The British Board of Film Classification is responsible for classifying films that have a cinema and DVD release. The BBFC has created classification guidelines in which they use to rate films that are released in the UK. They do this to ensure that children and young adults do not watch films or television products that could be harmful to them. What factors are taken into consideration when classifying films? Factors such as context, theme, tone and impact, dangerous behaviour, discrimination, drugs, offensive language, nudity, sex and violence are factors that have to be taken into consideration when classifying a film. For example, Ocean's 11 was given a classification of 12. The reason for this classification is that there is some mild violence, some swearing and sex references. Many parents want to protect their children from too much violence or swearing and want them to see films that are appropriate for their age. That is why age classifications are given, to protect young audiences from harm. Age ratings give you a guidance for what you will see in the film and helps people decide whether to watch a film or not. I agree with this classification as I think it's appropriate for audiences that are 12 plus, as there is not a lot of violence or swearing, so will not harm them. The film is not appropriate for children under 12 as there is some swearing and violence, so is not suitable for them. There are pre-production tasks you can do to ensure you gain the classification you want, such as storyboarding, script writing, shot lists and costume and prop lists. Storyboards help you to visualise your scenes and see if they are graphic or violent. Script writing helps you to structure the dialogue and see if there is swearing. Shot list, again like storyboarding, you can collect your shots and see if they are in accordance with the classification you want. Costume and prop lists help to see if the costume or props are inappropriate and if there are any weapons involved. All these pre-production tasks help you to ensure you gain the classification you want.